Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over my team selection for Game Week 28 and the transfers that I'm thinking of making as well. So if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment, what are your FPL plans for Game Week 28, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So starting things off, we're going to be taking a look at my goalkeeper and defenders and then progressing through the team. But in goal we do have Raya, who's got Man United away. Even though the fixture doesn't look great on paper, I am kind of still expecting Arsenal to keep a clean sheet this week. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Man United scored at home, obviously, but with how bad they've played lately, with how good Arsenal were in the Champions League and stuff, I'm expecting, hopefully, something from Raya here. And Raya has actually been pretty decent for me lately as well, getting me quite a few clean sheets in the last few games. Clean sheet against Forest, clean sheet against Leicester, clean sheet against Wolves. He is ticking over. I mean, he is still a little bit expensive, and I don't think I'm going to be keeping him on my either Game Week 30 or 31 wildcard. But for the time being, he's not doing too much wrong. So very, very happy to play him this week. Obviously, my other option is just Ward, who's got Chelsea away. Ward doesn't even play. I cannot wait to get rid of him. He's actually gone down in price as well a few weeks ago, which is really annoying. But yeah, very, very excited to see the back of Ward in my team. But either way, Raya in goal, Man United away. At the back, we have Trent, who's got Southampton at home. Very much expecting something from Trent in this game. I mean, you'd kind of want to guarantee a clean sheet at least, but hopefully he can get an attacking return as well. Hopefully a double digit. Again, he is very highly owned, so it's not going to make a massive impact on your overall rank. But at the end of the day, not everybody owns him. He's not going to be over 100% effective ownership, so whatever he gets should be helping you out. I mean, somebody might even captain him this week as well. You never know. I've also got Kirkez, who's got Spurs away. I'm very much thinking about swapping him out for Mykolenko, though. In fact, I kind of might do that now. I just think that with the Cunha suspension, I just think that Mykolenko is probably the better pick this week. But do I really want to bench Kirkez? And I've got Robinson on the bench as well. Like two really, really good attacking wingbacks. And then I've also got Trent and Munoz as well. Like, they are also two very, very good attacking wingbacks. And then I've got Mykolenko, who also could be quite good, especially, as I say, with that Cunha suspension. It just ups the clean sheet odds of Everton. And they have been very solid defensively lately as well. So, I don't know. That's the one spot I'm really, really not sure about this week. I'm absolutely fine playing Munoz and Trent. Obviously, if that goes wrong, it is what it is. They are the players to play this week. That third option, though, is tough, though. Robinson, Kirkez, or Mykolenko. No idea who to play. I think the higher clean sheet odds are probably with Mykolenko. They are all away fixtures, so it doesn't really help. But, yeah, I think I'll go Mykolenko, but I don't know. I'll probably be chopping and changing Saturday morning. And then also, the last defender is Munoz, who's got Ipswich at home. And it's going to be his last fixture for me as well. I'll be getting rid of him in Game Week 29. So, hopefully his last hurrah can be like a double-digit haul for me or something like that. I did miss the 13-pointer against Fulham, which was really annoying. I got the 11-pointer against United, but he's pretty much got an attacking return for me in every single fixture that I've played in, barring that Everton one. You know, I brought him in around Game Week 21, I think, and he's gotten all these clean sheets and assists and stuff, and he's just plays so forward, and I'm a bit sad to get rid of him, especially with that Southampton away fixture in 30, but after that, I mean, like, yeah, they double in 32, but it's City away and Newcastle away, so it's not really worth it. And then none of the other fixtures really jump out at me after the blank 29, apart from Southampton away. So it is going to be sad getting rid of him because he's been such a good option, and he has made me a little bit of money as well. He's now 5 mil. I think I brought him in for 4.6, so he's made me a little bit of cash as well, so I can't be too annoyed with that, but it's going to be sad to see him go. So hopefully his last hurrah in my team can get me something. But that's the defenders and the goalkeeper. In midfield, I've got Mbumo, who's got Villa at home, Salah, who's got Southampton at home, who is my current captaincy. I'll talk about that in a second. Palmer, who's got Leicester at home, and then Eze, who's got Ipswich at home as well. So Salah being the captain this week, I know that he didn't play very well in the Champions League. I mean, a lot of Liverpool players didn't necessarily play well, apart from Alisson in that fixture. So how is Slot going to kind of tackle this situation now? Is he going to reward Harvey Elliott by starting him over Salah, or is he going to take Salah off earlier? You know, maybe like 60, 70 minutes, and then Elliott comes on, gets like 20, 30 minutes for obviously scoring that goal against PSG. For me, it's just not worth risking it because Southampton at home is the best fixture of the season, and I understand that Palmer's got such a good fixture as well, but the effective ownership of Salah is just going to be so high. I think if you're chasing rank, this could be a week that you go against him because he's not guaranteed to be getting like 90 minutes in this fixture. I think with how bad Liverpool played, and Slot now knows that, okay, PSG are actually going to be very, very difficult to beat. He knows they got lucky. I think everybody that watches football knows that Liverpool got incredibly lucky to get anything from that result. I think even a draw was unfair. You know, I think if you look at the stats, I think PSG had like 27 shots and Liverpool had like 2. Should have been a red card as well to Konate. I just think that everything just went in Liverpool's favour that fixture. And Slot will know that. So maybe he'll be like, look, the league's basically wrapped up. We're not going to lose to Southampton at home. He can play his B team and they should beat Southampton at home. I know they lost to Plymouth, but at the end of the day, Southampton just aren't very good. So maybe he thinks that all these players need rests and then they can properly go for PSG next week. But I don't know. I think the only reason to keep Salah for 90 minutes against Southampton is generally just because he's chasing all those records and stuff. We know that Salah can play 90 minutes midweek and then 90 minutes of the weekend. He really looks after himself. There's not a problem with that. It's just that potential injury that could happen. You just don't really want to risk that because losing Salah would be a massive blow to Liverpool because so many of their goal contributions comes from this guy. So if they lose him for even for like a month or something, it's going to be detrimental really to Liverpool, in my opinion, I think anyway. But for me, from an FPL point of view, I just think it's not worth going against him, especially because my rank's pretty good as well. We're like ranked 40 something thousand in the world, 49,000. So for me to go against Salah, and then if Salah goes and smashes it, I'm only going to have myself to blame. So going to go Salah, vice captain on Palmer, and then Eze as well, who's another player that since I've owned him, he hasn't really done anything. He's been unlucky. You know, he obviously he's had a couple of assists and goals kind of chalked off for offside or what have you. But hopefully Ipswich at home will be a really nice fixture for him. And again, this is probably his last game in my team as well. Because I think when I do wildcard, I'll probably be wildcarding in Mateta instead of Eze as a striker instead. So yeah, the midfield on paper looks really nice. I mean, so far the team looks really good on paper. The defense looks really solid. The midfield looks really solid. And then up top, we've got Vissa, who's got Villa at home, Wood, who's got City at home, and then Isak, who's got West Ham away. So a little bit more of a tough fixture run for the strikers there. But yeah, that Wissa transfer really was, I mean, it's been very lucky because he's the only player that seemingly is not affected by an injury right now, barring Chris Wood, because obviously Isak's is a little bit of a doubt. I know that there's been like training pictures and stuff, but he's still apparently a doubt. Obviously Cunha's been suspended. Mateta's out with a concussion injury. Vissa was a transfer that I only went to because I could not afford Cunha. So I understand that, you know, always having money in the bank is always so nice, but sometimes not having the money in the bank leads to situations like this. And I'm not going to say that it was a pro play from me. I got extremely lucky. I just said that I would have gone Cunha if I had the money, but I was 0.1 off, so I had to go Vissa. Since bringing Vissa in, he's gotten me 2 goals and he's not injured or got suspension. Whereas fair play, Mateta's been good, but he's now, you know, blanking and obviously got that concussion. And then Cunha has obviously not really done anything. So I think he's blanked and then obviously got the red card. So yeah, very lucky from me. I'm going to completely admit that. I mean, it was not a pro play in the slightest. I just got very lucky. So that's the strikers. And then up top, we've got Ward, who's got Chelsea away, Robinson, who's got Brighton away, Rodgers with Brentford away, and then Kirkes with Spurs away. I do just want to quickly touch on the Isak thing as well, because if he is out, I'm not going to be using a transfer on anyone. I'm just going to be playing Rodgers instead. I can easily play him this week. You know, Rodgers, Brentford away, it's not a terrible fixture. So if Isak is out, like, I'm going to start Isak regardless because I don't think he's a player that's going to come off the bench. I think if he's fit, he starts. If he's not fit, he's just not in the squad. So yeah, I'd probably play Rodgers over him if need be, and then just play a 3-5-2. But hopefully Isak's fine. Like I say, he was seen in training and stuff. He did have like that tape around his knee and stuff like that, so maybe they are just being a little bit cautious with it. We'll see what happens, but as of right now, this will be the team, which looks really good. I think I'm in a very fortunate position because there's people taking like -4s, -8s, stuff like that over the next couple of weeks to be able to just field a team of 11, whereas you know, I don't have to use a transfer this week. I've got a full playing bench. I'm in a very fortunate position. So that's the team there. And then talking about transfers, we did speak about this on the transfer portion of the video, but I do have 6 players that I will need to get rid of for 3 players that I need to get rid of for game week 29 because obviously they're all blanking, and those players are going to be Eze, Munoz, and Rodgers. I'm not going to get rid of Isak because I've got way too much money saved up in him, and I'm not going to get rid of Salah and Trent as well because I want them straight away back for game week 30. So my options have to be Eze, Munoz, and Rodgers. I'm pretty set on bringing in Kluivert for Bournemouth because he plays Brentford and then Ipswich and West Ham. So a really nice fixture run there for Kluivert on penalties in that really solid Bournemouth attacking side. Not too shabby at all. Really, really like that. And then in regards to the other two players, I haven't completely made my mind up yet. One of the defenders that I'm pretty sure I'm going to bring in is Nori. But yeah, for my other midfielder, like I say, I've got no idea. I've got 7.9 mil in the bank, and there's not really anybody that's just screaming at me to bring in, because I might be wildcarding in 31, and if I am, then I kind of need to be able to field a decent team for game week 30, because the whole reason to wildcard in 31 over 30 is we'll know more about the doubles and stuff, like, because I think there's like midweek fixtures or something, so we will know what the fixtures are. I just don't know if FPL are going to have applied them or not. So whether it's going to be double game week 33 or double game week 34 or something like that. So that's the thing. It's a lot nicer being able to wildcard in 31 because you'll have all that information then. So if I do wait until 31, I'll obviously have to field a pretty decent squad for 30. And I don't know how that's going to look. I'll have Fulham at home for Raya, which is fine. I can play him. I'll have Kirkes with Ipswich at home, that's fine. Nori's got West Ham at home, that's fine. Mikolenko's got Liverpool away, and Robinson's got Arsenal away. So I'm going to be benching those two, but then I have got Trent with Everton at home. So I can play the back three there, and then I've also got Raya in goal, so that's not an issue. In midfield, I'll have Kluivert with Ipswich at home, absolutely fine with that. Obviously, Palmer and Salah will be staying. And Boom will have Newcastle away, which isn't ideal, but they have lost quite a lot of players now. You know, they've lost Lewis Hall. I think Botman's also out as well. So they are dropping like flies, like these defenders, and they're getting a lot of injuries. So maybe it's not going to be terrible from a Brentford perspective. So I'll have Mbumo. I'll have Wister against Newcastle. I'll obviously have Isak against Brentford if he's fit. And then I'll have Chris Wood against Man United at home. So I can play three. I could play a 3-4-3 if need be. I can play a 3-5-2 if need be. You know, if I didn't want to play Wister and Mbumo against Newcastle, which I'm not completely convinced that. It just depends what this other midfielder is. And I don't really know who to bring in from midfield for under 8 mil, basically. If I take a look at under 8.3, I mean, there's Luis Diaz, but again, not really. I mean, whoever I bring in game week 29, has to obviously play in 29, then has to have a decent fixture for 30 as well, and then I can just wildcard him out in 31. So it could be Bowen. I don't mind the Bowen pick. The only issue is obviously he's playing against Mikolenko, but then he's got Wolves, but then he's playing against Nori. So Bowen's a nice pick, but I've just got him playing against defenders in consecutive weeks, so it doesn't, for me, it doesn't make a massive load of sense to bring him in. But apart from that, there's not really like, there's maybe Gibbs White, who, to be fair, might be like top of the list because he's got Ipswich in 29 and then Man United at home. I'm fine with that in 30. So it could be Gibbs White, and that could just be my final transfer for game week 29. So it allows me to, it allows me to safely have all these players for 29 and 30. And then I can wildcard them out in 31 if need be. And like Man United at home is not a terrible fixture. In fact, it's a really good fixture for us. We beat them in the reverse fixture at Old Trafford. So I think I'd like to think we'll win quite comfortably against them at the City Ground. Hopefully anyway. So yeah, Gibbs White's probably top of my list. I'd like to go Foden or something like that, but I don't have the money for him. I could bring in a Spurs player maybe, but again, they don't have the greatest fixtures, especially, you know, Fulham away is not ideal. And then obviously Chelsea away in 30 is not ideal. So yeah, it'll probably be Gibbs White, Kluivert and Nori in for Munoz, Eze, and Rodgers. And then I've got 1.4 mil in the bank still, wild card in 31, and then I can properly attack the doubles, and I've still got my triple captain as well. So if I wild card in 31, I'm probably going to probably triple captain Isak in game week 32 with Man United and Palace at home. 2 home fixtures, really nice on penalties, yada yada yada, as long as he's not like an injury doubt and stuff like that. And then obviously I can bench boost in a week and then free hit in probably 34. I don't know. There's a lot, like, I don't know what my team's going to look like because obviously we have no idea what the fixture's going to look like. So, and who's doubling and all that. But as of right now, I think I'm pretty set for game week 28, 29, 30, and then obviously we're wildcard in 31. So, yeah, that's kind of my transfer plans going into over the next few weeks. So I think I'm in a pretty good position. Obviously, if injuries happen, it changes everything. But as of right now, I think we're doing okay. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like down below. Let me know your FPL plans for Game Week 28. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell. It's everything from me. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.